Being invisible always felt safe to me. If no one saw me, no one could judge me. No one can tell me all of their criticism. No one could laugh if I failed or be disappointed. So I stayed quiet. I shrank, made my goals smaller than my fears. I wasn't safe. I was stuck. The more I settled for comfort and for invisibility, the more miserable I became. Because even though I wasn't failing, I also wasn't growing. And honestly, there's a special kind of sadness that comes from knowing that you could do more, but you're not. And constantly choosing to stay small. So what did I do? I started to take risks on myself. Placing bets on myself, taking initiative, testing what could actually happen if I put my mind to it. And let me tell you, it was super uncomfortable. People started watching, noticing, and started pointing fingers at me. And I started to cringe at myself. And I thought, what did I do? I was invisible for so long. And here I am, shy, introverted, now doing the loudest thing I could ever possibly do, which is putting myself on the internet and making myself known to my family members, to my friends, to high school acquaintances, and just putting myself out there was absolutely the scariest thing that I could have ever done. But I absolutely have no regrets whatsoever. If you are feeling the exact same way, where you're just shrinking yourself to fit this mold and to kind of hide away because you have this fear of being seen, that you will much rather be invisible and stay small than to actually step out of the norm, step out of your comfort zone to become someone, then this video is for you, okay? Because I spent years hiding behind a wall, years hiding behind my own dreams just to not have any eyes on me. Because any eyes on me meant anxiety, meant uncomfortableness, meant that I had to grow outside of my own shell, and I just wasn't comfortable getting out of that. So if you are in that cycle right now where you have this fear of being seen, then don't worry, because today I am going to share with you exactly how to get over the fear of being seen, how to handle being uncomfortable, and how to start taking a bet on yourself and start taking risks. So if you guys are new here, hi, my name is Geraldine. I make videos all about goal setting, productivity, and procrastination. So if that's the type of content you love to consume, then don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Also click the notification bell so you do know when I do upload, and follow me on all my social media. I am at Geraldine Silva. If you are tired of shrinking yourself into a life you know you're capable of more, then feel free to join my membership waiting list called the Studio of Self. Yes, I finally settled on a name. For those of you who are new here, my original membership name was called the Committed Collective. However, cannot use that name anymore. So we have now began to call ourselves now the Studio of Self. And the Studio of Self is essentially just the study of you, the study of self-discipline, the study of self-accountability, the study of self-commitment, the study of self-consistency. So this is all about learning how to achieve your goals and the study of you and what you want. So it's not the study of self, but it's the Studio of Self. It's where we enter this museum of who you are and really figure out what can we get out of who you are and how we can get to your dreams and your desires and your wants and your needs. So in this private accountability membership, what you are getting is a one-on-one accountability partner. So within the membership group, you will be assigned a partner. And then just think about it. This person has signed up to this accountability membership who thinks just like you, who wants the same things as you do, who is going through the same things you are. So you are getting paired up with essentially your future best friend, okay? This is a membership group for people who feel overlooked, unnoticed, who feel ignored, who doesn't have that support system in place to help them stay accountable, who helps them be that support system for their future. So this is your BFF, your online BFF. You will also get a 6-week course on how to actually go from procrastinating to accomplishing your goals, through the strategies that I've learned myself from going a procrastinator into a disciplined person. You will also get weekly, we will also do weekly check-ins as a whole group with all of the founding members every single week, just checking in on every single person, okay? Everyone's gonna have a chance to talk about their goals. Rude. Who gets a chance to talk about their goals, the struggles, the wins of that week, because we want to be celebrated, okay? We want to be celebrated for our wins, and we also need help with our losses, with our challenges. And so that's where I fit in, where I get to answer any questions that you have of what's going on, okay? And then you also get that accountability portion of having that weekly check-in, plus on top of that, having your one-on-one accountability partner. I'm so excited for this membership group to launch. If you want to sign up for the waiting list, there is a waiting list happening. There will only be 6 slots open once the doors do reveal. And when they do, you're getting in at such an incredible price point, because you are going to be a founding member. And then once this opens up to the public, the price will only shoot up from there. And the price will only reflect the value that you will be getting. So excited for this to launch. It's launching very, very soon, and so I'm very, very excited. So if you want in, join the link down below in the pinned comment and in the description. So super excited. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started on the main content of this video. Number 1. Sorry, there's like a lot of background noise. Also, if I look very like bloated in my face, it's because I took my wisdom teeth out last week on Thursday, so I'm still feel like I'm a little bit swollen, but it's going down. Can talk today. Last week I couldn't, so thank the Lord I can now make videos again. Alrighty, so number 1, you need a new coping mechanism. Okay, let's begin, okay? We're going to be diving into a lot of emotions today. So number 1, you need a new coping mechanism. So the fear of being seen is associated with being vulnerable, right? You are leaving it up to someone else to judge and critique you. And when you are left vulnerable and you are not somebody that is okay internally on how to kind of cope with these sort of emotions, you are just going to completely shut down. You're going to shrink yourself. You're going to keep yourself small, because you just cannot handle that big of a jump, that big of eyes, that big of attention, okay? And this is just me speaking from my experience as well, okay? I'm not just calling you out just to call you out. This was me too. I'm so scared of judgment. I'm so scared of criticism, but here the fuck I am on the fucking internet telling you guys about everything and everything, okay? I am leaving my work up to criticism. If you guys hate what I'm producing, then that makes me feel sad, but overall you guys have loved what I've been putting out, and that makes me really happy. But I would have never figured that out, that you guys love what I'm putting out, if I, keyword, never put it out. So sometimes the things that are keeping us small is just our own overthinking. It's just our own judgment of our own selves, because we think, oh, if we judge ourselves first, then we don't let the power of someone else's judgment take over me. So I'm just gonna be my first own bully, because if someone else does it, well, good luck to them, because I already did it to myself first, right? But when you're like, okay, I'm going to keep this positivity, I'm going to keep this confidence of, I'm going to put this out there, and I'm just going to let whoever sees it. And then everyone hates it, right? How the hell do you cope with that? How do you cope with the worst case scenario? So how do we do this, right? How do we cope with ourselves? And what is a coping mechanism? A coping mechanism means learning to manage your emotions. That is essentially all you do. So for example, when you start to panic or start to get this anxiety of having to go to the gym, or putting your first YouTube video up, or trying to promote your new product or your new business venture, you will purposely delay it because you do not know how to deal with being big, or you don't know how to deal with being big or being criticized or being judged. So instead, what do? You purposefully delay it and say, I'll start tomorrow, I'll start next week, I'll start Monday, I'll start whenever the magic number is, right? You purposefully delay it because you are afraid of being somebody, being big, or worst case scenario, you fear that judgment. You fear this narrative that you place in your head. So what does this do? It keeps you small and it keeps you boxed in. So like I said, what do we need to do? We need to have a new coping mechanism. How do we do this? How do we create a new whole coping mechanism? So like I said, coping mechanism means learning to manage your emotions. So therefore, that is what we need to learn how to do. We need to learn how to manage our emotions. And how do we do that? Well, it's not about what you feel, it's about what you want. Learning to manage your emotion is essentially deciding that they aren't there. That's like deciding that they don't matter in this scenario, okay? There's a multitude of other scenarios where your emotions do matter and you should validate yourself. But in this scenario, unfortunately, your emotions just don't matter, okay? Because again, it's not about what you feel, it's about what you want. And your ultimate desire is getting your goals, whatever goal that's going to be, whether it's starting a new business, whether it's getting a promotion or getting a new job or writing that book or putting up your first YouTube content, your first YouTube video, whatever it's going to be. That is what you want. Your emotions have nothing to do with that at that point. It's not up to your emotions to let you drive to getting what you want. It's just simply doing it. It's just simply saying, my emotions don't matter. I should not be validating these what ifs, these narratives that I play in my head. I shouldn't even be validating those because those things aren't real. What's real is the things that I do want, because they never leave my brain. They never leave my heart. You got to focus on what's happening in your head and in your heart, and not just these made up things. And you are learning to manage your emotions, right? You're breaking your bad habits. It's not about running to the first sugar cookie that you see, or running back to your extremely toxic person, whatever other bad, or completely throwing out your budget and spending your entire savings account. Okay, these are not coping mechanisms. These are bad habits. Coping mechanisms are free. Coping mechanisms are things that you do in the moment that you don't need money to buy. You don't need an insane amount of time to try to recoup yourself. Okay, coping mechanisms are small things, and one of the small things that I do to help myself is literally positive affirmations. Okay, you're going to hate me for this because this is not like a very aha moment, but it was a very aha moment for me, because I'm like, the more I resisted positive affirmations, the more shittier my life got. And I hate to say it, but simple is what does the life, okay? So positive affirmation. So I played this mantra in my head, which is, I'm going to post it no matter what I feel. I'm going to promote it no matter what I feel. I'm going to apply for it no matter what I feel. This is the mantra that you need to tell yourself in your head, whether you need to write it down, write it on a post-it note, tattoo it on your face, whatever you need to do. This is the mantra you're going to tell yourself. I'm going to do X, Y, or Z no matter how I feel. Because if this is the goal you want, why are you stopping yourself from doing it? Why are you allowing these other people take control of your life when they wouldn't do what you wanted to do? Managing your emotions and the fear of being seen, you are spending so much more time. Okay, so the thing about emotions and dealing with them is that you're spending too much time acknowledging them and gentle parenting them, rather than just giving yourself a tough love and being like, nope, sorry, doesn't matter. The answer is no. No on that's not real. No, that's not my reality. No, that's not the narrative. No, 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 no on all of this, and saying yes to the right things. You're spending so much time being like, oh my God, okay, I need to just breathe. I need to just think. I need to just sit with these emotions. I need to just validate myself. Like, you're spending so much time acknowledging these things rather than just being like, nope, out, post. Out, apply. Out, promote. And then whatever happens afterwards is what happens afterwards. But you're spending too much time acknowledging it. That's the thing. The thing of coping with with like these emotions is avoiding them to begin with. Like, you're avoiding your dreams instead of avoiding the emotion. Make it make sense. How the hell are you acknowledging how you feel but not acknowledging the goals that you want? Like, it should be the opposite. Avoid those emotions because those are not real emotions. You telling yourself that you're going to fail, that you're going to suck, that this is not good, you're spending too much time acknowledging those emotions that have nothing, like, that mean nothing, versus, oh yeah, I want to become a YouTube content creator. I want to have this business. I want to apply to this job. I want to have financial freedom. Instead of acknowledging what you truly want, you're acknowledging the things that you don't. That is coping mechanism for me. Just don't acknowledge. It's like a tantrum for a toddler, okay? When you give attention to a toddler who's tantruming, all they're gonna learn is to throw more tantrums. It's the same thing you do with your head, the same thing that you do with your thoughts. The more you acknowledge that they're there, the more thoughts you're gonna have. But the more that you shut it out, you're like, okay, I'm gonna ignore you. You're done. We're not doing this right now. I'm gonna go focus on this. The less thoughts you're gonna have. Try it sometime, okay? I promise you it's gonna do it. It's gonna change your world because it changed mine. I was an overthinker, okay? Now I'm just an overthinker who does shit, okay? Because I still overthink, but now I just do things while overthinking, but at least I'm doing them, you know? Okay, so number 2, how to deal with the uncomfortableness of something familiar. Of something unfamiliar, sorry. How to deal with the uncomfortableness of something unfamiliar. So what does uncomfortable mean, right? What is this uncomfortableness of stepping outside of your comfort zone? What is this uncomfortableness of promoting yourself? What is this uncomfortableness? So is that you don't find joy in what you are doing. That's essentially what uncomfortable means. You don't find joy in what you're doing, what you're currently doing. So you marketing yourself, you don't find joy in that at all, and you find it very uncomfortable to do it. You don't find joy in going to the gym just yet, and you feel uncomfortable with doing that. And what does unfamiliar mean? It means that you don't have any knowledge or experience. It means that you don't have any knowledge or experience of it. You don't have enough knowledge or experience going to the gym. You don't have enough knowledge or experience marketing. You don't have enough knowledge or experience selling. You don't have enough knowledge or experience of being a content creator, whatever the case, whatever goal you want, right? You don't have enough knowledge or experience to know about how the ins and outs of things. And so the reason you feel uncomfortable putting yourself out there is because you have not found joy in what you are doing because you don't have enough experience or knowledge of it. So how can you judge you not liking selling if you've never actually know the ins and out of marketing or selling? You don't have enough knowledge or experience to tell yourself, I don't find joy in this, because you've never tried it, because you never put yourself out there. You can't say you don't like something if you've never tried it, if you've never put yourself out there. It's like a kid saying, I don't like broccoli, but they've never tried broccoli. It's like, how do you know you don't like it if you've never tried it? Just try it and maybe you'll like it. And the next thing you know, the kid tries broccoli and it's like, oh shit, this thing is bombing. Like, bring me a whole plate of this. Again, we are just grown-up toddlers. That is how we see ourselves. We're just grown-up toddlers saying that I don't like broccoli when you've never tried it. That is what you do with your goals. Oh, I don't like marketing. I don't like posting. I don't like applying for new jobs. I don't like financial freedom. And it's like, how do you know you won't like it if you've never tried it? It's like, how do you do your job when you don't like it? You know, you just do it every day and then it becomes familiar. So how do we fix it, right? How do we fix this uncomfortableness? How do we fix this unfamiliar territory? Well, you do it long enough for you to find the joy in it. You do it long enough. For me, I've done this whole like filming and YouTube stuff over and over and over again for the past year, and I could tell you very much of what I find joy and what I don't find joy. But I couldn't cancel the whole thing out without having enough experience of it. Like, I know the things that I'm gonna avoid. Like the scripting part, the scripting takes so much of my brain power because I'm really trying to dive deep into, okay, what worked for me and what didn't, what would be valuable, what can I say, and things of that sort. So I'm really like diving into my scripting while the editing is not so bad, and the titles and the packaging of my YouTube videos are so much fun for me. So I find joy in certain things and I don't find joy in other things, but altogether I love posting my videos. But I couldn't cancel the whole me being a content creator just because I was afraid to put myself out there. That wasn't enough evidence for me to say, hey, I don't like this. Now that I've been doing it for a while, I can pinpoint what I like and what I don't like because I have so much knowledge on it. But that's not to say that I would stop doing it altogether. It's the same thing as like going to the gym. You can't just cancel the whole gym itself and say, I just don't find joy in this, when you've never really tried different exercises. Maybe you'll really like going on the treadmill or really like Zumba or really like Pilates, but you can't cancel the whole thing out just because you feel uncomfortable stepping into a gym because you've never done it before. When you are trying something new, you need to remind yourself, I don't even have enough experience to determine if this is for me or not. So when you are putting yourself out there, right? Back to the whole invisibility thing. When you're starting to reveal yourself and putting yourself out there, you're gonna feel uncomfortable, but you have to tell yourself, I don't know. This is just unfamiliar territory because I don't have enough experience of it just yet. And when you feel uncomfortable, just say, I don't have enough experience yet to find the joy in this. So there's different levels until you get to the zone of comfortableness again. Because imagine, like, you going to work. I hate going into work every day, but we do it because we've gotten to a point where it's a routine, where we're familiar with it. And it's not like we are stopping ourselves from ever going into work again just because we don't like it. Like, there's something keeping us accountable. And because we already know our routine. It's the same thing as going into something new. Once you get into the rhythm of things, then all the things that you love and you hate about it, it's just gonna become automatic because altogether you actually really like what you're doing. Same thing with me. The scripting part, ugh. The packaging, love. But altogether, I love posting videos. I love the content creation. I love just thinking of new titles and new ideas. Like, that's all fun to me. So number 3, and the last thing, is that you are putting your life on the line. So what does risk mean? Okay, it means that you're putting something you value to exposure. Again, your feelings, your vulnerability, you're putting them to exposure, and you're putting them up for someone else to critique and judge. And that is why you shy away. That is why you have this fear of failure, or just the fear itself. And so you internalize everything, you keep yourself small because you don't want that vulnerability to be exposed. That is why you sense danger. When you sense danger, it's because something is out in the open and you don't have any cover for it. And so by covering it means by not putting it out there. But in reality, exposing yourself is just going to come with the territory of being seen, of having someone else to interpret your work, no matter how you take it. And another thing too is you need to start identifying exactly what is on the line. Not everything is going to be on the line, but there are things that you value that are going to be on the line. So what are those things? Is it your money? Is it safety? Is it your reputation or privacy? What exactly are you putting on the line here? What exactly are you leaving up for interpretation? What exactly are you leaving up for everyone else to see? For example, is your dream home worth the money? Is your need to be an influencer worth not having any more privacy? When you get big, is your need to be a business owner worth sacrificing your comfort zone and putting yourself out there and marketing yourself? These are the real dangers that we are putting ourselves on. So what happens is that we look way too far into the future and we're scared that we're going to make so much progress that eventually we're going to end up right back where we are at today. And that scares us, right? That's the fear of failure, where you get so far ahead that you end up back to square one. And how do you keep going, right? How do you keep going from there? How do you just start? Well, I tell myself that if I don't start today, this will be my reality no matter what. Like, there's a possibility that I can get out of this, and that is a possibility that I'm going to chance it. But if I don't take any action, then this will forever be my reality. And this is not the reality that I want to be living in. So a way to start is just to tell yourself, are you happy in the scenario that you are in? If you're not, then there's possibility for better. And unfortunately, that means putting yourself out there and following what I just said in all of this. So, we're going to recap a little bit of what we said. So number one, you need a new coping mechanism. And the new coping mechanism is to essentially not acknowledge that you have those feelings and to have this mantra in your head saying, I'm going to do X, Y, or Z no matter how I feel. And just going and doing it. Okay? It's just learning to manage those emotions and treating yourself like a toddler throwing a tantrum. What do? You ignore it and you move on with your day. You ignore it and you post. You ignore it and you keep going. You ignore it, and then the less you ignore those, then the less that you acknowledge those thoughts, the less thoughts you're going to have. Number two, how do you deal with uncomfortableness of something unfamiliar? You do it enough times where you end up finding the joy of it because you don't have enough experience to say that you don't like it. Again, a toddler trying broccoli for the first time. You can't say you don't like broccoli if you've never tried it. You can't say that you don't like budgeting if you've never tried it. You can't say that you don't like marketing if you've never marketed yourself. Do it enough times to have the experience so that you can find the joy in what you are doing, so that it's not uncomfortableness anymore. It's all fun and games. And the last thing, you are putting your life on the line. So when you're keeping yourself invisible, it's because you're putting your life on the line and there's something keeping you from doing that. And that means putting something that you value on to exposure. Safety, money, reputation, whatever. You're putting something you value a lot on the line. You're putting yourself out there, and you just need to recognize if the thing that you value is worth the sacrifice for the thing that you want. Is being an influencer like a better alternative than forever having your privacy? Is you having financial freedom worth the sacrifice of budgeting and saving up money or getting yourself into a brand new job with a bigger pay scale? Like, are these trade-offs worth the sacrifice and worth putting those things on the line? So if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Also click the notification bell so you do know when I do upload, and follow me on all my social media. I'm Angela Silva. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.